everybody. Good evening and welcome to What's Love Got to Do with It on My Psychic Connection. My name is Bunny Sugars and I will be your hostess with the mostest today. I hope everyone has been having a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. I hope you all are ready to have a wonderful show with me today. However, before we jump into all of your wonderful, beautiful questions, I do want to go ahead and jump into some house rules really quick. So how we do things here is you are free to ask a free or paid reading. Now, we just ask that you provide us with a specific question, and you can do that on the YouTube or Facebook links, and you can use the chat below to ask those questions. If you have a general question, we would like you to save those for the website, and that would be mypsychicconnection.com. General readings can take you in a little bit of a weird direction sometimes, and you may not always be ready to take that direction on a live radio show. So we would like you to save that for mypsychicconnection.com. And if you sign up for the website, you get 3 free minutes to try out and start your reading with any one of us beautiful readers on the site today. Now, Gemma says, looking beautiful. Thank you so much, Gemma. I'm so glad to see all of you on today. I hope you are having a good day, Gemma. Now, if you have any medical or legal questions, we would like you to save those for the medical or legal professionals because by law, we are not allowed to answer those. And if you wanted a little bit of a cheat code and you want to jump ahead of the list and you want to, skip the line and get your question answered much sooner, faster, you can go ahead and click the donation link down below. You can opt in for a quick reading, a mini, a medium, and a mega reading. And mega readings are really super cool because you get to ask up to 4 questions. And the mini, the mediums, and the megas are untimed and they take as long as it takes for the message to get out. We let spirit take the wheel in that regard. So as well as a beautiful Juneteenth this is, it is also Pride Month. So every dollar of every donation that we do receive here is going to the Ryan White Foundation, a beautiful charity organization that is helping our LGBTQIA+ family. Now, we do have some super duper fun games for you all today. I want you guys to go ahead and start throwing those emojis in the chat because there is an emoji contest today. And with the emoji contest, you get to have a free little card pull from me from my Hummingbird Oracle deck. So if you want a beautiful, beautiful card to kind of figure out what's happening in your life, go ahead and throw those emojis in the chat. And Tina says, hi, Bunny. Hi, Tina. You're looking gorgeous today. I hope you guys are having a good day. And before I get started with my show, as today is Juneteenth, I want to speak a little bit about the holiday itself and what it means, especially from the American point of view. So Juneteenth is the combination of the month and day, June 19th. It has been a holiday in Texas since 1980. However, in 1983, when Lincoln had issued the Emancipation Proclamation declaring the freedom of over 3 million enslaved people, the news unfortunately did not reach Texas until 1965. Until Union, Stacy says hi, Stacy, beautiful picture. Until Union soldiers reached Galveston, Texas on June 19th, 1865. This marks the actual day in which Black enslaved people were now free. So what Juneteenth is the actual day where all of us as a collective were free from the chains of the horrible atrocities of slavery. So on this day, I would like to wish all of my beautiful melanated people a happy, beautiful Juneteenth. So thank you all so much for listening to that. And let's go ahead, y'all, and get into the show tonight. I hope y'all are doing good. Let's go ahead and jump into our first question. All right, everybody. So fun times. It's the lightning round. And you know what the lightning round means. You have 3 minutes to ask me as many yes, no, maybe so, or undetermined questions as you would like. So go ahead and start throwing those questions in the chat. There are 3 minutes, and just make sure you're asking me a yes or no question, and I'm going to answer them to the best of my ability as Spirit sees fit for you guys. So go ahead, ask me literally anything. Is the sky blue? Are roses red? Are violets blue? Go ahead and ask me all of those burning questions that you might have on the top of your head, but you just need a yes or no answer to. So I want to see you guys throwing those questions in the chat. Go, 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 go. Rosie wants to know, am I on the right path? Yes. Gemma, will I go to my brother's wedding reception next week? Yes. All right, you guys. Rosie, am I getting a new car? Undetermined. Ooh. Yes, undetermined. Gemma says, will I relax and enjoy my brother's wedding? Yes. Stacy, will I get the clearance letter tomorrow? No. Tina, will Frank and I ever get engaged? Undetermined. We got to talk about that, Tina. Gemma, will I ever drive? Yes. All right, Miss Ma'am. Rosie, am I ever going to get married? Yes. All right, you guys, go ahead and ask as many questions. We have 3 minutes on the clock. Gemma, will Adam ask me to move in with him eventually? Yes. All right, keep going, Rosie. Am I getting another dog? Yes. We got to talk about that one. Gemma, should I stay away from Vicky? Undetermined. There's a lot. Interesting. You guys go ahead and keep asking those questions. The lightning round is still going. Make sure you ask a yes or no question for the lightning round. So go ahead and ask those burning questions. Anything you got, go ahead and throw them down in the chats. Gemma, will I move to West Sussex? No. Marcella, will my herbs sell? Yes. All right. You guys, come on. We still got some time left. Go ahead and ask as many burning questions you have. Come on. Yes, no, or undetermined are my answers. So make sure you ask me a yes or no question. So you guys, do you want to know anything about? All right, you guys, thank you all so much for playing in the lightning round, and stay tuned because we have so much more show for you. And thank you all so much for your beautiful questions. Go ahead though, and if you want to ask me some longer questions, Appreciative in You says, hey bunny, hi. It's so good to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. Hey, you guys, if you want to get some longer questions and get more into those juicy details, make sure you go ahead and hit the donation link. You can go to journeyryanlive.com/reviews and hit that donation link, and you can skip the line and get your question read faster. And Rosie says, thank you, Bunny. You're so very welcome. And Gemma coming through with the emojis. Make sure you all put those emojis in the chat. There is an emoji contest later on. So go ahead and ask those wonderful burning questions, and let's go ahead and jump into our next question. Emma, excuse me. Is there a new love coming for me this year, please? Emma, good question. So it seems like there's a lot going on with you in terms of love and relationships. I feel like you're looking for something so very specific. So to the question is there love coming to you? It is highly possible that there's a love coming to you. Now, here's the thing. Spirit does not want you to kind of sit and just wait for them to throw you someone from the ceiling. They're going to want you to really put your foot out there and put yourself out there. So Spirit is saying, once you start putting the first steps into really finding and thinking about what type of person it is you want to be with, what kind of person it is you are feeling like you'd want to connect to, really get out there, get your feet wet, get to know somebody, give someone a chance is what Spirit is saying. Because, excuse me, they are not going to throw you your person out of the sky. They need to understand what it is that you're looking for. So yes, you do have new love coming soon, but this is going to be at the point in which you start putting yourself out there and really trying to make these solid connections with other people. So I do see that this does have a favorable outcome for you over the long term. The only situation, the only problem here is that you have to be very secure in what it is you want. You need to tell spirit, I want this type of person. I'm looking for this. You will not get exactly that, but you will get enough to basically pass your bar exam in terms of relationships. Thank you so much, my friend, for your beautiful, beautiful question. And this goes for everybody. When you are looking for that romantic life partner, do be aware that unfortunately, you're not always going to get that person that checks every single box that you have. Your partner is not always supposed to check that box 100% of the time. They will have attributes you may be like, okay, I could have lived without this, but that's just the nature of humans. Spirit will send you what you need, not what you want. And that's important in relationships and every other aspect of life as well. So thank you so much, my friend, for your beautiful question. Sarai, oh, beautiful name, says hello, Sarai. Your name is gorgeous. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so happy to have you here. So you guys, let's go ahead and jump into another question. And if you have a burning question you would like me to answer, go ahead and type it down in the chat box below and you can have your question answered. And if you want to skip ahead to the line, make sure you go to journeyryanlife.com/donations or click the link down in the chat. Thank you guys so much for your beautiful, beautiful questions. Appreciative in you. Yes, it's true. I've borrowed spirit sends what I need. I'm appreciative of that. You have to, it's really interesting you phrase it that way as a borrowing, because spirit will give you and then spirit will take from you, but also it's always taking for your highest good. So sometimes the person we think we want, they will be like, this really isn't what you want. And they will take that person away from us for our highest good. And sometimes, unfortunately, it kind of comes off like in the worst way possible, especially when you're talking about love and relationships. It can really hurt when that person just changes. But again, spirit is going to give you what you need, not what you want. And when you have a breakup, look at it like this. It's not so much a breakup because of something like you being a horrible person or some foolishness like that. Sometimes this person is just no longer connecting with your spirit and you got to let them go and find someone new who connects with that spirit. Never keep those who drag you down spiritually. So that's always something super important to keep in mind. Look, it's like a carrot for your thought. But yes, we do borrow from spirit. They give, we take, we give them, they take. It's a fair mutual exchange. It's always equivalent exchange. That's what I like to call it. Appreciating you says, yes, yes. I agree. I really like the way you phrased that as a borrowing. That was chef's kiss. That was great. I ate that up. So thank you so much, my friends. And let's go ahead and jump into another question. Gemma wants to know, how is being very romantic? Well, a lot more than usual. I seem to have much more energy now to do things and try to go out more. Have we grown much closer? Will our relationship deepen now? I'd love to keep that question up for a little bit longer. And Gemma, I do think that there's definitely a change here, especially because you've taken that step. We've talked about this before. You've taken that step to really, really work on you. Focus on you. Focus on Gemma. Make Gemma the most important thing. And that energy you're gaining from this shift, this change, is actually super duper beneficial to this relationship. So that's meaning Adam is looking at you in a more positive light. So it's not that he didn't before. It's just more now than ever because you're putting that effort in to really put forth what you are going to say and do and make it a reality. You're putting the effort behind what you're saying you want. And that is an extremely attractive trait to a lot of people, or especially potential partners. They always just want to see you grow and do better. So this is definitely helping to transform the dynamic of the relationship between you and him. This is something that I really encourage you to keep working on and keep focusing on, because as time goes on, what is going to happen is that you are going to feel more confident. He is going to feel more confident in you. And then this is going to feel less of like a strained sort of situation, or of a situation that makes you feel less confident. And then soon you're going to have all the confidence in the world. And so small hiccups within the relationship dynamic between you and him are no longer going to, at a certain point, matter. As long as you continue that work on yourself, it is definitely going to deepen and grow the relationship and blend it together more. My friend, there is the bell. But if you want to know a little bit more about your situation, because there's a little bit more of a download coming through in there, go ahead and hit those donation buttons. And you guys, if Gemma says that's great, thank you. You are so very welcome, Gemma. And if you guys have a burning question and you would like to skip the list a little bit and get to the front and have the cheat code that, will get you in front of the line, go ahead and go to journeyryanlive.com/reviews. And if you're interested in just having a conversation about certain aspects of your life you may not feel comfortable asking about on a live show like this, go ahead and sign up for mypsychicconnection.com. There is a little fun thing we're doing where we'll give you 3 free minutes for signing up. So go ahead and sign up today, especially if you want to get some knowledge about things happening in your life. There are many, many, many beautiful psychics all around the site that are more than happy to help you. In those 3 minutes that you get for free, you get to choose anybody who you connect with. So I hope to see you guys there. And thank you all so much. And Gemma, thank you so much for your beautiful, beautiful question. You guys, I want to know a little bit about you all. So I want to know who here has been in a long distance relationship. Excuse me. Who has opted into a long distance relationship, and how do you feel like that's affected you? Long distance relationships can truly be a test of willpower for people who are starting to form relationships. There is an extreme amount of trust. Appreciative you says, I have too, my friend. And it is like the biggest test of willpower. And I say that because the amount of trust that you have to put into this other person to do right by you is really hard. And sometimes when you are someone who is struggling with trust issues, long distance relationships will magnify that. And so I've always wondered, how have you transformed that energy? Appreciating you says it really helped me to be better. That's what I was about to get. Look, my friend, me and you, we're like this. We are connected today because you are getting me here. It really can help you become a better person and realize where a lot of your, I don't want to say shortcomings or flaws, because that's a little bit of a hyper negative way to phrase aspects of yourself, where some of those little divots in your thought process around relationships are happening. So how do you grow from them? I love to get to know this about people. Gemma says, me right now, it's both hard because you can't see them when you want to, but it's nice to have space to live your own life. See that, as a Sagittarius, I feel that in my spirit. I love my fiance, but also I'm someone who craves independence. And that independence is literally me sitting in a room alone playing The Sims. That's not much independence. I'm not going outside. I'm playing video games in my quiet space. And having that independence does help. So the unfortunate angle of a long distance relationship is really building trust. And how can you build the trust in a long distance relationship? It takes a lot of self-work, unfortunately. It is extreme self-work, honestly. Appreciating you says, my partner was kindly reassuring in a way, and that was more needing with a long distance relationship. I love that. Partner reassurance is super duper important in any relationship dynamic, especially one with a lot of distance in it, because knowing that they feel the same or more assured about aspects of the relationship definitely makes significant difference when building that bond and that trust between partners. Because even in close distance relationships, that can be a make or break, not having that assurance. So it's definitely amazing when you can have a partner that can make you feel good about what is happening between the two of you, and having someone clarify or verify or confirm your feelings that you have going on about situations. Gemma says, I love living by myself, so I have the best of both worlds. That's kind of nice, honestly. I know, you want to always move forward in your relationships, but always do what works best for the both of you. And if having that independence feels good, I say keep that going on. You guys are definitely giving me a lot of awesome feedback with long distance relationships. I've had a few myself. I will never do it again. It's not for me. I'm just not that person. And that is just because it's not because of trust issues. It's just because I don't like that level of space. I like space, but not that much space. Everyone's a little bit different with how they pursue certain types of relationships, definitely. So thank you guys so much. That was awesome feedback. I love that we are having such open dialogue about this kind of topic. So let's go ahead, y'all, and jump into another question. All right. Jackie G says, "Hi, Bunny. Can you tell me what's coming up in regards to love?" Thank you. You are so very welcome, my friend. So let's go ahead and look at what's happening with Jazzy G's love life. And first and foremostly, you are in an interesting process because you are starting to leave behind old thought processes. You're starting to leave behind old people that not old people, excuse me, but old connections that you had a fantasy about in the long term. This is people who may have had the promise or the idea, the fantasy of that relationship. You're starting to leave those people behind. You're starting to say, I don't need this foolishness anymore. And you are starting to push past that, which is amazing. Everyone should get into that spirit. Now, here's the thing. I do see a new love relationship coming for you soon. It is going to be a little bit of adjustment, but I feel like somewhere this summer, there's a new relationship or romance specifically that is going to start entering for you, and it's going to start very soon within the next 2 weeks within like these talking phases. Now, I do think that it is going to be a little bit hard for you to maneuver around this, and that's because you are coming out of an energy where you are getting rid of old toxic behavior. So be very careful if you start looking at their behavior and automatically deeming it as toxic. I've seen this before. I don't want it, and cutting them off immediately. Cutting them off immediately may be a little bit too forward. You may just want to give them a little bit more time to prove themselves. And that might be a little bit on the difficult end of the spectrum for a lot of us, but it is definitely going to be beneficial because now it's like relearning how to make connections again. So definitely see some new love interactions coming for you. Definitely see someone here who is on the horizon, but you are starting to leave behind some old energy. But with that old energy, also leave behind some old thought processes about how you handle people and situations and relationships all together in one. So this is a very big transformative. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for your beautiful, beautiful question. This is a very huge transformative time for you. And transformative energy like that, it comes with a little bit of a navigational pull. So it is relearning, honestly, how to maneuver around people again, how to rebuild and reform situationships and connections again. So thank you so much for your beautiful, beautiful question. And I'm so happy to be here with you guys tonight. And that really, I do want to bring up a little bit of a carrot for your thoughts because that's super important. When you are shifting out of getting away from old types of relationships, we say this all the time. We don't want to date the same people or the same type of people we used to. We always want to date someone newer who is better. But sometimes what ends up happening is we totally get into these very almost self-limiting ideas of what that person can look like because we have a type in our head. And when we have a type that we like or an ideal that we like, we're going to chase that type, but then we get mad. And then we get mad when we find out that the same type of person that we left behind. And it's like, wow, this seems like a repeat thing. And that means sometimes we have to relearn what our standards are. And this is what I tell a lot of people all the time. Make a pro and a cons list. Like bubble charts are really the way of the future, at least for me. That is the one thing I did take away from high school, those little bubble charts with the commonalities in the middle. What do you like in a person? What don't you like in the person? What is something you can tolerate in that middle? What is something that you really think in a good way can come from that type of personality? Doing that for beginning of relationships. Maybe this is a Sagittarius thing I've got going on, but also doing that at the 1 year mark of the relationship to really evaluate if you're really in it to win it or not is really important. So reevaluating the type of person that you're connecting or connected to can sometimes really be super duper helpful in the long run to maintaining a really positive dynamic in a relationship. But specifically, a positive dynamic within yourself about what it is you're doing. Because if you're not happy with this person and what they're bringing to you, why stay in the relationship? So just be aware. Sometimes we get very deep in our head about what it is we want, but sometimes what we want ain't what we need. And what is spirit going to do? They're going to give you what you want, what you need, not what you want. Very much like a parent. I remember my parents saying things like that before. So thank you all so much for your beautiful, beautiful questions. And go ahead and jump into the chat, type in your burning questions and get put on the list. And if you want to skip ahead to the list, or skip ahead of the list and get your question answered faster, go ahead and go to journeyryanlive.com/donations, or you can click the link down in the chat. So thank you guys so much for being here. Let's go ahead and jump into another question. Hello again. Welcome back to the lightning round, and you know how we do it here. Go ahead and ask your burning questions. Make sure they are yes or no questions, because my answers will be yes, no, or undetermined. So go ahead and ask me anything. Literally, is the sky blue? Do roses come in? Actually, they do. Do they come in yellow? Yes, they do. Gemma wants to know, will Laura pay me back all the money she owes me? Ooh, friend, no. But we got to talk about that. I want to talk about that one. Come hit me up later. Make sure you guys ask your burning questions in the chat, because sometimes we might lead into more. Gemma says, will I go to Brighton next year? Yes. All right. All right, you guys, go ahead, throw those questions in the chat. We got a lot to talk about today. Jazzy, will I move to Nebraska next year? Yes. Okay. I want to talk about that one too. I want to get into that one too. Ask me about that too, because that sounds like a good time. You guys, we got 3 minutes on the clock. Go ahead and ask your burning question. Maricela, will herbalism be a good idea for a business for me? Whoa, yes, but the downloads were coming. Gemma, will I move out of Leicestershire? Ooh, excuse me. I am horrible with this name. I see no, but woo, girl, that name. These state, city names really be getting me sometimes. Gemma says, will I see my son Friday? Yes. All right, you guys, keep asking those burning questions in the chat. Let's keep it going, keep it moving, keep it popping, keep it pushing. Miss K says, will I own a house in 2 years? Yes. Yes. It's a good time. Maricela, will we move before October? Undetermined. There's more to that. Undetermined. Kay, is my son happy right now? No. Oh, my baby. Aw. Rosie, will I get a car this summer? Yes. All right. Gemma, does Shelly fancy Adam? No. All right, you guys, keep asking those burning hot questions. We have, Appreciating You says, will we reconcile? Yes. All right. Kay, should I do more schooling? Yes. Ooh, but there's something else I got to tell you about that. We'll talk later. We will talk later. There's more to that one. So you guys, if you have a yes, no question, let me know it in the chat, and I will tell you my answer for you from spirit, because we are sitting here intuitive testing and channeling. Go ahead and ask your burning hot questions in the chat. Gemma, will Adam see his ex at the music festival? No. No. All right, you guys, go ahead and keep asking them questions. As many questions as you got. Yes, no, or undetermined. So go ahead and throw them down in the chat below. All right, you guys, let's see. Maricela says, is P trying to get back with L? Yes. All right. Rosie says, will my vendor events pick up? Yes. Ooh, that sounds like a fun time. Gemma, will I declutter my office? Undetermined. It's leaning, but it's undetermined. All right, you guys, thank you so much for participating in the lightning round. You guys are amazing, and thank you so much for participating. And make sure you guys, we're not done yet, because make sure you keep throwing those emojis down in the chat, because we have an emoji contest coming up later. And remember, if you want to go ahead and skip the line, you can donate at, oh, Rosie's World says thank you. Bunny, you are so very welcome, my friend. All right, you guys, and if you want to donate to jump ahead of the list and get your question answered faster, go ahead to journeyryanlive.com/donations. And Appreciating You says, it was trying to think of questions. Oh, it's fun. It's hard thinking of questions because it gets me too. Maricela says, thank you so much. You are so very, very welcome, my friend. You guys, the lightning round is always a good time. It's just sometimes when I have the questions in my head, because sometimes I want to ask questions too, but sometimes it just blanks when it's time to ask the question. It's like, no. I feel that too, so don't worry. Thank you all so much for playing along and participating. You guys are amazing. And we are having a wonderful, wonderful time here. And make sure you throw them emojis right on in that chat. And remember, if you choose to donate for a reading today, $1 of every donation is going to the Ryan White Foundation to help support our LGBTQIA plus family. And you guys, let's get into another question. You guys, thank you so much. Rosie says, hi, Bunny. What does the future hold? Am I ever moving out of New York? That is a good question. And thank you so much for your beautiful question. So in terms of moving out of New York, I think it's going to take some time. This feels like a situation where time is going to be of the essence. It's not something that it's going to happen sooner rather than later. It seems like it's going to be something maybe about a couple years down the line. So in general, I do see that, yeah, you will. It's just not going to be in the time frame you want it. So it feels like if you were to ask it in a yes or no situation, it feels like a no, but it's a no, not right now, not a no forever, if that makes sense. I definitely do feel, though, this is something that will happen, and it feels like you're like almost dedicated to the country life just a little bit. It's like you like having neighbors, but you don't like being near your neighbors. I do feel like eventually New York, you're going to outgrow this area of New York that you're in and move into something a little bit, tiny bit more secluded for you. And I think that's going to be something that does work out for you in the long term, because quite honestly, considering this Ace of Pentacles just kind of shot out the way it did, I do see that this is going to be something that makes you emotionally and more in a grounded way as well feel more complete overall. So it will happen. It just, unfortunately, it's going to just take a little bit more time to really hone into that idea, really push into getting into that mindset of yes, you are. And making the plans to make it happen, especially, is going to take a little bit of time for you, unfortunately. So this is a no, not right now, but a yes in the future, you will. It's just starting to make those plans take hold. And once you start doing that, you'll soon be able to push into this idea and push into this dynamic of really, where am I going to go? First and foremostly, that's the first part. Figure out where you want to go. Like, get you some darts and a map and just start going ham and just start exploring, figuring it out, do research. So Spirit is saying yes, but you have to start putting in the first foot forward. Put your foot in the door. Start looking up places, and then allow that to manifest into that desire of moving. So definitely looking like something that is going to happen for you in the near future. And so thank you so, so much, Rosie, for your beautiful, beautiful question. And you guys, thank you all so much for all the beautiful emojis that I'm seeing in the chat, because I see you guys. And thank you all so much for sharing out your beautiful, beautiful questions. And I cannot wait to answer them. And if you would like a free reading from me, go ahead and leave your specific question in the chat. And if you want to skip ahead the line and get that question answered immediately, you can go ahead and donate at journeyryanlive.com/donations. So you guys, thank you so, so much for your beautiful, beautiful questions. And let's go ahead and jump into another question. Maricela, hey bunny, I hope you're having a great month so far. Thank you so much. I am doing pretty solid this month, I'm not gonna lie. She asks, is there anything spirit needs me to know right now? Ooh, let's go. Let's channel. Let's go. So what does spirit need you to know right now? You need to make a very firm decision and stand 10 toes down in that decision. I also feel this decision is revolving around people within your circle, people around you, people who have a certain level of closeness to you. I do feel that in this regard, you need to make a very strong choice about where exactly it is you want the boundaries to be. Because right now it's almost like you're very loose with how you identify things. It's like you're people pleasing a little bit, just a little bit. You're allowing certain activities and behaviors to happen without really saying, I don't like this. You're just accepting it to keep peace. You can no longer keep peace. It is time to choose chaos, quite frankly. You need to be very cemented in what you say and what your decisions are and stand 10 toes down in them. Spirit is saying, stop giving people an inch, because when you give them that inch, they will take a mile from you, especially romantically. Do not let anyone take that inch. And if you are drawing a boundary, make that boundary clear, because people will try and overstep that boundary by making you feel bad, by telling you particular things about yourself to make you question yourself. We don't got time for that. Spirit says, make it known that I don't want this, I don't like this, and this is what it is. Stand 10 toes down and what it is. My friend Maricela, thank you so much for your beautiful question. And honestly, that advice can go to everybody. When you are drawing boundaries, when you made a decision, you stand 10 toes down, because the moment you take your foot off the pedal, someone will find a reason to trample all over you. It is okay to set boundaries with people, even if it is at their own risk of hurt feelings. You have the right to protect you and your energy at all times. Do not allow people to sweet talk their way into making you feel better about their misguided attempts of trying to overstep you. So definitely a little bit of a carrot for your thought in regards for everybody. Boundaries are important, and boundaries are drawn definitely for a reason. So thank you so much, my friend, for your beautiful question. I hope we can all take that to heart, because 2024 is the year setting boundaries and setting people really straight and in their place. So thank you all so much. And let's go ahead and jump into another question. All right, you guys. Armani, what do I need to know about how to balance my career and relationships at the same time? Oh, my friend, this is a very interesting question. I like this question a lot. So balance is super duper important. Unfortunately, with the way life is currently, it is hard to maintain that balance, because we're all in hustle. We all have to hustle for the dollars. We all have to make sure bills are paid, but we also don't want our loved ones to suffer. So I totally understand. Now, in terms of how to strike that balance, Spirit is telling you that you need to pull yourself away from what it is that is taking the majority of your time. You have to find the way to pull away from what this thing is that sucks you in. I kind of get the idea that sometimes you might be a little bit of a workaholic as well. So if you do have that workaholic tendency, you are going to have to either set a timer or find a specific day in which you can separate from these projects, these activities, if you can, to give your loved ones or other relationship dynamics the time and attention they deserve, because you don't want one aspect of your life to suffer and let the other one as well. There is a need for you to also, it's like there is a fear of loss here, and it's not just loss of the relationships around you, it's loss of finances, it's loss of being able to provide. That is a big fear that is coming out for you, and unfortunately, we have to realize we can't take care of everyone else if we can't take care of ourselves. So having that fear of losing financially is totally understandable. However, in order to be able to truly be a provider and provide financially for not just yourself but for others, you have to give yourself that moment of freedom to breathe. And that's what spirit is asking you to do. Spirit needs you to really take a moment and hone in on that moment to you guys. And Armani, thank you so much for your beautiful question. You guys, this is another really good potential like carrot for your thought. Work and play is fun, but you have to find the balance. It is really rough in 2024, especially because we tend to get so hyper focused in work. I am unfortunately guilty of this too. Armani says, thank you. Very helpful. You are so very welcome, my friend. And thank you so, so much for your beautiful question. But I am also someone who gets really wrapped up in work and then forgets to like play with my rabbits, forgets to eat, forgets to make sure, everyone else in my home is okay, because I concentrate so hard on the fact that there is bills to pay, there is money to make. But at the same time, you also have to remember, if you are not able to take a moment to breathe, you are going to literally mentally overload yourself and potentially take yourself out of commission. Like, boom, boom, you're tired, you're sick, you're stressed out, the whole nine. Be really careful about how much energy you put into your work schedule. Rosie says, thank you so much, Bunny. You are so very welcome, my friend. Remember, in this dynamic of work-life balance, your work is a part of your life, but also your life is extremely important. Take time for you. You deserve to have a break. You deserve to rest. And you can do that. We just have to get out of this idea of we must hustle, 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 hustle at all times. I think we've all been kind of tricked just a little bit. And we have to be very careful and forgiving with ourselves, especially. Everyone take a day off if you can. That is super duper important. Take at least a couple hours off. Even a half day is good. So thank you all so much for your beautiful, beautiful questions. And let's go ahead and jump into the next question. Appreciative in you asks, what are Gemini's current feelings and impressions about me? Please, their initial is C. Do you see anything, or is this the end of our connection? Okay. The Geminis are really Geminiing this season, and I'm a Gemini moon, so I can't really say I am part of the Geminis Geminiing. There's a lot of you out here today, so hey, Geminis. But you currently, my friend, you're coming out with a lover's card just straight off the bat. So I don't think this is the end of the relationship. There's still very much a lot of love and connection here. This is something that is going to take just a little bit more time, because it feels like there is a bit of a disconnect that is happening. And I don't think this disconnect is really bad. This isn't the end. This just feels like what is essentially a speed bump. There's a speed bump in the relationship. And that's kind of what this is. This is something that, with some time, some extra communication, a little bit of extra, taking the moments to try and understand each other, that will get better soon. This gets better. This eventually will relax itself over time. It's just, unfortunately, it just feels like a little bit of a rough situation at this moment. This isn't the end. It's just he right now feels that there's a little bit of a strain. And it's not because of necessarily anything you've done. There's just a lapse in communication here. So I do think that there's definitely some love for you. However, there needs to be some honest conversation about that love dynamic and what that means for him and what exactly it feels for him. So he does like you, but for 100% what reasons? And that's a conversation to have. However, I do feel that there's a lot of attraction here to you. This isn't the end. This feels more like a speed bump with a new beginning. So if you just give it some more time and communication, I do see things pulling. All right, my friend, thank you so, so much for your beautiful, beautiful question. I hope I was able to help give you just a little bit more clarity on that. And you guys, remember, keep throwing those emojis in the chat, because later on we have the emoji contest and we will be reading from the Hummingbird Oracle, because I like me some little birdies tweet sometimes. And remember, if You donate. $1 of every donation goes to the Ryan White Foundation. And if you would like a general reading of some sort, or I want to answer your burning questions you may not feel comfortable answering on a live show, go ahead and sign up at mypsychicconnection.com. You get 30 free minutes when you sign up, and you get to choose from myself and anyone else on the site. And we have an emoji contest winner. And congratulations, Gemma. You are tonight's emoji contest winner. So thank you so much for playing along. Thank you so much for throwing out those emojis. Y'all were really going ham on them today. So yes, my friend, you are our winner, and you get some hummingbirds for your happiness. And Gemma says, yes, yes, friend. Let's talk to spirit. Let's see what's going on for you. Yes, yes, yes. So let's see. So your first card out, because you got 3 here, because I don't get to control how many come out. So your first card here is migrating into new territory. As the breeze grows cooler, it's time for change. We kind of touched on this earlier, my friend. And then your next card out is bird's eye view. Fly high and observe from above. Here you'll find a new perspective, greater understanding, and compassion. I love this. And then your last card is Hearts Aflutter. Join the dance of romance that is swirling around you. Open your wings and let love in. So, my friend, this is exactly what we were talking about earlier. You are making changes, and you're making those positive changes. You're wanting to go out. You're wanting to explore. You're wanting to do things. You are gaining that self-confidence. You are heading into that boss energy that we love so much. You are starting to take the reins and take control. This is exactly what this migrating into new territory is. This new territory is literally talking about this new expression of freedom that you are starting to experience. And you can kind of see essentially the positive that comes from this. It almost feels a little bit freeing. It's like the fresh air. It's like winter fresh gum, and you breathe in after you chew the gum. It is like it's new, it's fresh, it's invigorating, it's exciting. And this is allowing you to open up your heart space more, because when you give yourself love, when you give yourself more love, what ends up happening is that you end up almost like busting open a whole different door of love with your partner. Gemma says, yes, absolutely freeing. Yes. So this is an amazing situation, because there is this really positive turnaround that is coming for you. And this is allowing your relationship with Adam to really start taking off, because now you're trying to not keep yourself held down by those limitations that you kept within yourself for so long. Those limitations, like I said, eventually are not even going to be a thing anymore. And you're going to be able to basically kick down that relationship door and be like a whole brand new person. And that is not only exciting, it is beautiful to witness, and it's going to give Adam more draw to you. Gemma says, building my confidence up to you. Yes, definitely. That confidence, again, you're going to take that with you into literally oblivion, to infinity and beyond. Honestly, that confidence you're building is the building blocks for the rest of your life. And essentially, you are headed in a path that is going to be a new beginning for you, and that is very freeing. You're going to see a lot of changes moving forward. Gemma, congratulations. And everyone in the chat, go ahead and give Gemma a round of applause, because making changes that big to yourself is very, very hard for all of us as individuals. And so when we see that change in people, we got to congratulate our fellow people in making those changes. It's hard. So good on you, girl. I'm so proud of you, and keep it up. I can't wait, because I want more updates. And thank you so much, everybody, for participating in the emoji contest. Thank you for throwing those emojis out. It was good. It was a good time. I love seeing the emoji fight in the chat. That was great. So everyone, thank you so much for participating. And Gemma says, amazing. Yes, ma'am. And let's go ahead, y'all, and jump into our next question. Woo! We are having a great time today. Brooke wants to know, I went against some advice, wink, wink, and quit my job. LOL. So I've been doing decent in my current business. Do you see me being successful and able to expand into a more successful place? Oh, okay, my friend. And it's okay to sometimes go against that vice. Just, sometimes we gotta grin, bear it, and put them bricks on our back and start making it happen, right? So in general, I do think that you will be able to make the business expand. It's going to be a little bit of an uphill battle. I don't see this as being an ending. I do see that there are some more directions that do need to be taken. So it's like if you have your eggs in one basket or like maybe like two baskets over here, put some more eggs in other baskets. It's almost like opening communication channels with other people, because I'm not sure if you're creating something or if you are making something, but it does feel like it's something that can be marketable to others. And so you need to start getting as many connections as possible. I hear groups. So there are probably some groups you can join, specifically entrepreneurial groups or selling or something like that. That is something you may want to look into, because what I'm seeing here is that you might have a couple eggs in some baskets, but you need to start putting all your eggs in other baskets if you're really trying to push this like for the long term. Definitely do take a moment though to reassess everything. It's almost like pin down one. Brooke says, yes, I will look into that for sure. And she says also, I agree with you. Yes, it's really interesting. There is it's a lot of communication, a lot of swords, a lot of not bad communication, but lots of communication that is needed. But it does look successful. Just keep on pushing on. It's hard. Trust me. I'm right there with you, my friend. But thank you so much for your beautiful, beautiful question, you guys. Remember that if you want to go ahead and skip the list, go ahead and hit the link down in the chat below, or go to journeywithryanlive.com/reviews. Because let's see, Brooke says, thank you, you're so very welcome. Oh my gosh, you guys, thank you so much for all your beautiful, beautiful questions. Let's go ahead and jump into another question. Okay. Am I making the right decision by giving space in certain friendships? Ah, yes. This is a time of interesting communication and friendships. So it's going to definitely be a change for a lot of people. Quite frankly, I do see the answer here being yes. Sometimes, especially if these friendships that you are experiencing or were experiencing were not able to hear from your perspective, if they were not able to put your feelings to a forefront, then yes, you are making the right decision, because it almost feels it's like an expectation to be a people pleaser. And it almost feels like that there are some people in your circle who do expect certain levels of ability to put up with their bullshit. And sometimes you can't. And it almost feels like that putting up with other people's bullshit a lot of the time has taken a toll. And so spiritually, while you are in a phenomenal place, you have to make you a priority. And if something doesn't sit right in your spirit, do not hold on to it. Allow it to go. And this includes people, because just because we may love someone does not mean that person is always healthy to be in our energy, spiritually, physically, mentally, whatever. So it is always a good idea, when you start needing to make yourself a priority and start setting boundaries with people, that sometimes that space is necessary. So I do see that you are making the right decision. And honestly, it's going to be for the better, because it almost feels like the more you watch these friendships from afar, the more you're going to see where things were really off from the start. It's like kind of having like a window movie. Yes, definitely cases needing to be priorities. Yes, you have to make you the priority a lot of the time. You have to put you first, and sometimes in friendships, you have to let them go in order to make you the priority. And you're allowed to be a priority. Friendship does not mean you stop not caring about yourself too. You have boundaries, you have standards, you have feelings. So definitely always put yourself first. And thank you so, so much, my friend, for your beautiful, beautiful question. And you guys, it is that time. We have hit the last final question of the night. So let's go ahead and bring up that last question. Flora, I love your name. Flora, hi, when will I meet someone? Flora, this is a very, very interesting question. It's a little bit of a straightforward question. So I'm going to give you the straightforward answer and a potential time frame. And also, I'm going to give you a little bit of background. So I feel like what's going to happen is you will meet somebody this year. This is going to be, I feel like, toward the winter season, however. So we're not looking at the fall season coming up, and we're not looking at like the dead of summer. We're looking like somewhere around, like, I want to say October, November, December. That sort of time frame is what we're looking at for you potentially meeting somebody new. This is going to be a potentially good connection for you. Now, I do feel that some past situations may kind of almost hinder your thought process when being approached by a new person. So first and foremostly, this is not someone that you've met before. This is someone who is completely new to you. And this feels like someone you would meet more so at a public venue. It almost feels like dinner. So it could be you two meet in some way, shape, or form, either out in public or online, but then you two go to dinner together. So I do see that your first official real meeting or real date is going to be a dinner situation. I do feel, however, certain past situations might cloud your judgment when looking at this person. And it just is sometimes when we have breakups and we move past into new relationships, we sometimes bring a little bit of old baggage before. So this also makes me feel like you may not 100% like this person at first. This is going to be a grow into sort of situation. And it's not that they aren't compatible or they aren't a good person. It's just sometimes those past energies that, unfortunately, my friends, sometimes past energy can sometimes hinder our moving forward. But thank you all so much for your beautiful questions. It has been a beautiful, beautiful day. I am so happy to have shared so much wisdom and knowledge with all of you. Thank you all so much for being here. And thank you all so much for coming to see my show on this beautiful Juneteenth of a day. I want to thank you all so much. And I cannot wait to see you guys again on my show, What's Love Got to Do with It? Flora says, thank you so much. You are so very welcome, my friend. But I cannot wait to see you guys again on right here on My Psychic Connection on What's Love Got to Do with It. I am live every single Wednesday at 8 p.m. now. And the party's not over just because I get off the phone with y'all. At 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, you get to see Energy, the metaphysical crone, and all of her glory and all of her beauty, read you some cards, and you guys get to ask her so many beautiful questions about your life as well. So thank you all so much for having fun with me and hanging out today, and have a beautiful rest of your night or evening or day. Take care and drink some water. Bye-bye.